Well, welcome back to my reviews. I said I'd be back with more dinky military models. Got number 673, a Daimler Scout car here. Two-piece cast body, service green, driver figure, armored core flashes, dinky toy scout car made in England, number 673, Meccano Limited. This is probably one of the cheaper models. You see a lot of these around at toy shows and different places, but you always seem to see this one. This one was introduced into the dinky line in 1954 and it was deleted in 1962. Marked on the base as an armored personnel carrier. It's a Saracen armored personnel carrier. That's what the proper name was. Armor core flashes, service green, swiveling turret. I've seen pictures of these online. I've looked them up, and not models, but the real vehicle. And a lot of them were opened up on the top and had machine gun mounts and didn't have this gun. They look pretty good. It's got a hatch detail there. Rear doors. Pretty good casting too. These tires are hard as rocks. Too much pressure and they'd break. This one was all die-cast construction and had super toy hubs on it, which is nice. Was introduced into the dinky line in 1955 and was deleted in 1962. This next one is the Army Jeep. Original number was 25J and was renumbered 153 when the dinky numbering series changed. It originally came out in civilian colors, in a red, a light green, and a light blue, and different colored wheels. This was actually the first new casting to come out into the dinky series after World War II in 1946, I believe. I've had this for a long time. It's not in the best of shape, but it's a nice casting anyway. Definitely looks like a Jeep. Like when the Army think when the Army version of this came out, it was 1950 and to 1954. It's got the Invasion star on the hood, a couple of white stars on either side at the back. It's even got tail lights picked out and side markers. There's a spare wheel, spare tire. I bought this pretty cheap years ago, and I think I did replace the windshield, and I think the steering wheel was replaced too. But it's a nice little vehicle, one of my favorite dinky Army toys. That's number 153, the Army Jeep. Number 692, 5.5-inch gun. That's a pretty nice model. Designated as a medium gun. Apparently it was designed to replace the obsolete 6-inch guns and howitzers for World War II. And the ministry called for a gun to fire a 5-inch shell weighing 90 pounds, 1,600 yards, and with the gun and the carriage weighing less than 5.5 tons. And I guess the best shell for this gun was the 5.5-inch caliber. I guess this gun was so advanced they had to simplify it somewhat, mainly to keep the costs down for manufacture and so the crews could use it effectively in the field. So it must have been a good one. These horns here are so the gun can be balanced, the barrel. And originally they were hydropneumatic cylinders, which tended to leak. So they changed to coil spring struts, which were more effective. First saw action in 1942 in the Western Desert, and the shell was reduced to 80 pounds to increase range in 1943. The gun was announced in the Meccano magazine in October 1955. It was in service green, had no decals, and was deleted in 1962. This was always a pretty nice dinky toy, the Centurion tank. In real life, this thing was introduced in 1945, so it never saw service during World War II. Centurion was built to replace the Churchill tank, and it weighed 52 tons. 4,000 of these were built, and 2,500 were exported, 300 to Canada. Apparently it had a pretty favorable service record in Korea. It was heavily armored and upgunned to the 105 millimeter. It was powered by the Rolls-Royce Meteor 27-liter V12 engine. And the drive was in the rear sprockets through a 5-speed gearbox. And the replacement was the Leopard tank. Main drawings for the Dinky model were in 1953, and it was announced in the Meccano magazine in April 1954. And the model moved from the standard Dinky range to the Super Toys in 1956. And it's colored in service green. It's got the Armor Corps flashes. And it was deleted in 1971 after 17 years in the series. This model here is number 660. It's a tank transporter. What can you say about this other than it's an impressive toy? You see the Royal Army Service Corps flash on the front bumper there? And one on the rear ramp. Under the cab, Thornycroft Mighty Antar. Under the trailer, Dinky Super Toys tank transporter, number 660 in here. See, they've modeled these ballasts here. That's to provide extra weight for giving it better traction when hauling a heavy load on the trailer. Thornycroft developed the Antar series in 1951, and the civilian version was designed to carry pipe in the desert and the oil fields. And of course the military version was designed to carry tanks and other heavy equipment. Antar was an Arabian warrior and a poet from the 6th century. There it is there. This model was introduced in the Meccano magazine in July of 1956. And the original drawings were from May of 1954. And the tank had already been for sale in the shops for some time. It had a driver figure right from the start. You can see it in there. It got its windows in 1960, and it was deleted in 1964. And the Centurion tank soldiered on for another 7 years after that. So I imagine this was quite an expensive model, and the tank was a lot cheaper, so a lot more were sold. I like this model, and I like the Thornycroft vehicles, and this is one of the nicer ones. There's the tank on the back. It's a pretty impressive model, and I thank you for watching, and I'll try and put together another group of military later on, but I'll have other videos in the meantime. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.